Hi everybody, this is a class for mid-February for you to make with your kids of chocolate eclairs. Eclairs are once again becoming popular, an old French pastry, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Whenever you bake, you need to prepare your pan. So I'm going to take some cooking parchment. I'm going to take some cooking parchment and put it on my baking pan, okay? And you need to preheat the oven. So I'm going to turn the oven on to 400 degrees. Okay, and now I'm going to make the choux paste. Choux paste is a twice cooked dough. So first I'm going to put a cup of water into a hot pan with a stick of butter. And I'm going to cut the butter up so it melts. What I want to do is I want to melt this butter and water together over a low heat until the butter is melted. Okay, what I like to do with the butter paper is just put a little butter on the bottom of the pan, and that keeps this choux paste from sticking. Okay, what makes this pastry work is you have to have a hot pot, a heavy bottom pot that holds the heat, because when you dump in the flour gets cooked by the heat of the pot. Okay, so this is vigorously boiling water and butter. Turn the heat off. Dump in the flour all at once and start beating with the back of a spoon against the side of the pan. Stir slowly at first, or you'll get butter all over yourself, and then start beating vigorously like a whop whop, like to dry out the flour and butter and water mixture. You want to beat vigorously until it looks like a big ball of mashed potato. You see how that's kind of like a big ball of mashed potato? I need to wait a few minutes for the mixture to cool, so now I'm going to separate my eggs for the filling. So these are my 4 eggs, beautiful farm eggs. Just beat till you can't see yellow from white. So look at this. I'm going to add a little bit of egg. I'm going to beat vigorously and whop it back and forth as hard as you can. The more you beat it out after each addition of egg, the higher your dough is going to rise in the oven. And now I'm adding egg a little bit of a time. Here we go. I'm beating and beating, and look at it. It's all sticking to the sides of the pan. That's how you know when it's done. You don't have to go to the gym. Just beat your choux paste. So you lift up your wooden spoon and you hold it like that. That's good choux paste when it doesn't fall off the spoon. Okay? Now I'm going to show you how to make eclairs, how to shape eclairs without a pastry bag. So I'm going to do 3 teaspoons of pastry right next to each other. 3 teaspoons like this with my clean fingers. And I just kind of spread the top like that. But I want the dough to be high, not flat. So there's 1 eclair ready to go into a 400 oven. Oven preheated at 400 and turned up to 425. Ta-da! Beautiful little choux. You want to cook these until they're this color in your hot oven. Do not keep opening the oven. And then a good thing to do with them is to turn off the oven, make a little slit in the side, and put them back in the oven for 10 minutes to dry out the inside dough. Some of them still have wet dough on the inside. Okay, so these have been dried out. These have been dried out, and now I'm going to let them cool right here on the stove top. And now we're going to make the pastry cream. The pastry cream calls for 6 eggs, yolks, 6 egg yolks, and 2 cups of milk, and some flour, and so first I'm going to heat the 2 cups of milk. You don't want to ever boil milk. Just bring it up until there's little bubbles on the edges. So there's my 2 cups of milk getting warmed, and then now I'm going to separate my eggs. I've got 6 egg yolks. I'm dumping my sugar in all at once and beating it with a little whisk until it is thick and lemony colored. It's not a good idea to leave the sugar and eggs sitting without mixing them. Now I'm going to add the flour, okay? This is 4 tablespoons of regular all-purpose flour and 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. The reason you heat the milk for this is to kind of slightly cook the eggs If you just add eggs to hot milk, they might scramble. So we're going to do what is called tempering. Add some warm milk to the eggs so the eggs cook slightly so they're kind of homogeneous. And then I pour the eggs and the sugar and the flour back into the warm milk. Now this is kind of a tricky part because when you heat this all together, you want to make sure that the flour doesn't lump. So what we've got is we have some, so I can just stand here like this and go talk to my friends, look around the room, do-de-do. I'm just mixing my pastry cream, I'm okay. And then when all of a sudden you'll feel the flour start to thicken and then you go, gotta get the lumps out of the flour, okay? And to turn the heat off. So here goes a tablespoon of butter and a teaspoon of vanilla, okay? And then I'm going to spread it on a cool plate and put it in the fridge to cool. You must put some saran wrap on top to keep it from forming a crust. The flour will make a little dry out on top and make a little crust on it. So you do like this. And chill it in the fridge. Then I'm going to make the chocolate glaze. This is semi-sweet chocolate, and it's 12 ounces. So the recipe calls for 6 ounces, so that's about half a bag. So you put half a bag into here with a teaspoon of Caro syrup, and or you could use regular, you could just chop up something. Okay, so I'm melting my chocolate in a double boiler type arrangement. Here's my pastry cream, and what I need to do is whisk it like this. To make it to make it smooth. Look at this. It's nice and brown. It had a little hole where I put it back in an oven to dry it out. And now I'm using the hole to cut it in half with a serrated knife and take out any damp dough with your fingers. Fill it with your masses of good, luscious pastry cream. Oh my God, look at that. Don't be stingy with the pastry cream. So look at this. This is my melted chocolate. If you could look at my TanteMarie.com, you can find a recipe also for how to make a coffee icing. Look at these. I can't wait to eat them, and I hope you can't wait to make them. For this recipe and more, please go to TanteMarie.com.